I'm a recreation ranger for the Forestry Commission, and I basically look after the people that come to the forest. So I look after the events programme, develop and deliver the events programme for the forest park. I run nature-based activities with school children, which is great fun, and I also look after the sort of the marketing for those events for the forest park. I don't chase people out of the forest, quite the opposite. I encourage people to use the fantastic resources that we have within the forest. We've got some great walkers trails, some great mountain biking trails, and it's really to get people into the forest and to enjoy what's on their doorstep. Well, when I left school back in 1995, I wanted to be a PE teacher. And so that's what I left school to do, go to college to study towards that as a career. My experience at college wasn't great, and so after the first year I left college to take up full-time employment at a visitor attraction near to where I grew up. And the jobs that I've done since then all follow a kind of a similar theme. They all involve people. I love working with people, and mostly in a learning context as well. A friend had noticed an advert for an education ranger in a countryside visitor attraction in Midlands, and I was encouraged to apply for it. The job was leading school groups, talking to visitors, running nature-based activities, and it was fab. And I guess I'd say that really my career started at that point in 2001. Since then I've worked for the National Trust for Scotland as a seasonal ranger and as a community ranger for a national scenic area. And so as the last job contract was due to come to a close, I noticed the recreation ranger post for the Forestry Commission that came up, and I applied for that and was over the moon when I got the job. If you're thinking about having a career as a ranger, do some voluntary work with a local conservation, either charity or organisation, where they run lots of volunteer days. Some organisations have volunteer groups that go out regularly to do practical habitat management, wildlife recording, very hands-on practical tasks. Give it a try. It's purely voluntary, but it does really give you an insight into that as a career, and it really would tell you whether that's something that you'd be interested in pursuing. I've always really loved wildlife. It's always been something that's been there, and one of my fondest memories as a child, and I can just picture it now, is watching badgers in a hide at a study centre when I was 11, and just coming away from that, having had that experience, being out in the dark for starters. It's just, you know, something you don't get to do very often. Growing up in the city, getting to see these sort of nighttime creatures, these badgers, just in their natural habitat, and I came away from that with some really great memories. And I think if I can create a similar experience for some of the school children that come out to the forest, then that's just great.